Chapter 34. Matthias and Warbeak had made slow progress. The climb up to the arches and stained glass windows are long and arduous. Matthias had relieved the sparrow of her brick hobble, pinioning her wings, making the going easier. At intervals, the young mouse drove spikes into the joints of the stone. He was careful not to look down. It was a terrifyingly impressive distance down to the abbey floor. Only once did he risk a quick glance, not certain if the dark spot on the ground might be Methuselah watching them. There was a real peril negotiating the curve on the top of the arch. Hanging tightly to the spikes he had fixed, Matthias leaned out dangerously. There was nothing but determination and strength in his paws to stop him from plunging down to a frightening death. Gritting his teeth, he made it to the apex of the arch. He reached over the stone ledge which had divided the arch from the stained glass windows above, and, taking a firm grip, he propelled himself upward and sideways. His legs landed further along the ledge. With his cheek resting on the stone, he gave one last heave and rolled it onto the safety of the ledge. Sitting up, Matthias knotted 2 ropes together. He lowered them to Warbeak, who was waiting below on the base of the arch. The sparrow looped the rope about herself as she climbed and aided Matthias by finding claw holds and making use of the spikes. Leaning back against the stained glass windows, they ate lunch, Warbeak giving a twittering laughter. Matthias all red mouse. "Ha, you should talk yourself, Warbeak," Matthias replied. "Look at yourself, you're blue all over." The bizarre effect was created by the sunlight shining through the stained glass. As they ate, Warbeak would dodge her head from side to side, changing color as she did. "Looky, me now green, blue again, now red like Matthias Mouse." "If you didn't sit still, you'd be white with fright, because you'll fall," Matthias warned. They were sufficiently recovered to start again. Matthias tried the sandstone center rib of the window. It was carved into a profusion of crevices and niches that made the climb considerably easier. Soon they reached the wooden ridge at the bottom of the roof curvature. It was the perilous narrow. Together they edged along it, their backs bent unsafely forward, with the curve of the ceiling behind. Neither of them aware of the inquisitive big face of a sparrow, who watched them from a corner of a stained glass window. It noted the would-be intruders, then flew off. Matthias drew his dagger. He stuck it into the wooden ceiling to steady himself as they halted to look for the next loft door. "I can see it," said Matthias. "There, along to your left. You'll have to lead, Warbeak." Gingerly the sparrow slid her claws along the smooth wooden ridge. Suddenly Matthias felt the dagger come free of the wood. He lost his grip and leaned outwards, teetering and waving his paws. Warbeak stopped him falling by pulling him back. The dagger went spinning down. It was a considerable time before they heard the faint clatter as it hit the abbey floor. "Gosh," said Matthias in an odd voice. "I think I'd have it then. I was certain I'd fall. Thank you for saving me, Warbeak." Gradually they inched their way along until they arrived beneath the loft floor. It was too high and difficult for either of them to reach. Matthias made several attempts before he had to admit defeat. He sat along the ridge, kicking his legs and feeling quite angry with himself. Failure started in the face. "A fool, that's what I am, a little fool, climbing all this way to be beaten by an old loft door." The sparrow tapped him with her claw. "Why not Matthias cut Warbeak free, then fly with sparrow wings and open little worm door?" Matthias looked blank. "Beg pardon?" Warbeak explained again. "You no listen, Warbeak say, cut wings free, fly up, open door. Give me your sparrow's word that you won't fly off." Is good sparrow word, promise no escape?" "Swear by your mother's egg?" By mother's egg, Warbeak swear." Matthias undid the twine that pinioned the sparrow's wings. Warbeak flapped her wings experimentally. "Long time no fly, me good, you see." The young sparrow launched herself off the ridge. She went into a series of zooming circles and performed a few acrobatic turns for her companion's benefit. Matthias grinned. "Righto, I'm impressed. Now get back here, you little show-off, and open this door." Warbeak sped back. Hovering level with the loft door, she set her claws into the latch. "Watch out, door open, fall on mouse." The young mouse backed away as the sparrow released the door. It banged down hard, flapping on its hinges. This time Matthias was aware that there would be another shower of falling dust when the door opened downwards. Wisely he edged sufficiently along the ridge to avoid both. When Warbeak's flying behind him as a backup in case he fell, Matthias used the open door as a ladder. He was soon up and through the opening. Though inside was dull and gloomy, he could see they were in a long trench-like defile, one side of which was a fairly straight wall, while the other was a highly curving slope, the reverse side of the arched wooden ceiling. Matthias called Warbeak to him. He undid the collar and lead from the sparrow's neck, and packed them away in the haversack. He patted his flying friend. Warbeak, I can no longer keep you collared. You are a free sparrow and a very good friend. The young sparrow blinked her fierce little eyes. Matthias, my mouse friend, I no leave. Stay with you. Together they went several minutes searching the high ceiling above. Warbeak had the advantage of flight, was first to find the final trapdoor that they had guessed must exist. It was not a hard climb for Matthias, merely an excited and rather undignified scramble up the curved wooden roof back. This time they found the door open upwards. It was really heavy. The two companions strained together until it creaked loudly and open. Matthias scrambled through, followed by Warbeak. They found themselves completely surrounded by sparrows as the door slammed shut behind them. The birds argued and chattered aloud as they sprang upon Matthias, pinning him to the lid of the door with many claws. He was unable to move a single whisker. As quick as it had started, the noise ceased. The flock of birds parted. Matthias found himself straight staring into bold, aggressive eyes of a big, strong-looking male sparrow. The bird glared at him with the crazy light in his eyes, in its bright, mad eyes. Mouse worm, you are my prisoner, this court of sparrow, me, King Bull Sparrow.